Coates sending it into left field. You gotta be kidding me. Full count, 3-2. Hard hit ball. It drops into the gap in right field. It's going to score a run. This game is now tied. Hughes is going to try to push, and Texas Tech takes a lead off of the Garcia 2 RBI double. Tech back in front.
Two of those are strikeouts looking, but he sends that one deep. It's going all the way back, and Coates, he wins it for the Bearcats.
Hard hit ball. Mitchell lays out for it across the yard, dug out by Coates. Triton's team, but he rips that one into center field, tracking all the way back for Daniel, and he sends that one out. 2-2. Mitchell drives one into center field. It's going to bring a run in. Infelice scores, and Christian Mitchell with a big-time RBI single. It's 7-5.
On Wednesday instead of Tuesday.
A new name atop the record books in Cincinnati. The most strikeouts in a season by any Bearcat.
Away.
Full count pitch.
Kelly able to drop it into left field. It scores a run. Trying to throw it down. There's going to be no throw at the plate. Not in time, that is.
And now a steal. That one's sent all the way out. Velasquez, is it fair? He hits off the pole and he gets it. Two-run shot.
This is Big 12 baseball on ESPN. It's a beautiful evening here in the Queen City, and things start to heat up as it's the last weekend series of regular season play in the Big 12. Texas Tech and Cincinnati coming up next here on ESPN. Take a look at the standings. Cincinnati just on the outside looking in terms of trying to get that double bye. Texas Tech is holding the last spot in the Big 12 tournament, which will be played next Tuesday in Surprise, Arizona. Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Johnston alongside Billy Hatcher, Zach Siegel. Billy, this is the time of year where you do have to get the bats going, and both of these teams certainly have done that.
Yes, Cincinnati's getting their pitching going too and the bats, but Texas Tech, they got some serious bats.
Texas Tech does have the serious bat, but they have a serious issue in terms of pitching. It's an arcade game out there, Zach, on that term.
They've been giving up a lot of runs. They've had some injuries. That's been a big thing contributing, but they got to figure out the pitching if they want to try to make any sort of postseason run.
They've certainly figured out the guy at the plate. That's Logan Hughes right there. He's a dog. The rubber match between West Virginia and Cincinnati coming up here on ESPN. Hello, everyone. I'm Chase Johnston alongside Billy Hatcher and Zach Siegel. Billy, we talked about this before we hopped on. This is a turning point of the season for both of these teams.
And here our starting pitcher today, Connor Blue, a 3-0 record. A guy that's all out of midweek action, a freshman. Zach has more on it.
Started in that midweek role, has worked his way into the weekend rotation with a little bit of shuffling. Got pretty good stuff, runs the fastball up to 95, but in Big 12 as of late, the ERA is up over 6, 11 walks and 11 strikeouts, so that base on ball is something to keep an eye on.
Your Blue making his 13th appearance of the season. Looking at West Virginia's lineup, it'll be led off by Einish, followed by Kelly, shown here on the screen. Schoenfeld, the center fielder, batting third. Sean Smith, the designated hitter, cleanup. Guzman, Melessa, Gravlin, Wills, and Hall rounding things out for the Mountaineers. Billy, we saw yesterday where Cincinnati's leadoff hitter in each inning, they were very efficient. West Virginia, at least through 7 innings worth, not so much.
Yeah, you give yourself a better chance of scoring if you can get that leadoff man on. And even though Cincinnati only scored 5 runs, it looked like every inning they had their leadoff man on base.
Here the Bearcats wearing their red uniforms on white pants today. But usually wear their throwbacks on Sundays, so this is definitely a different look. West Virginia wearing their yellow on gray pants, and the rubber match has begun with the first pitch swing and a miss. First strike one. That's Einish, the sophomore, He's batting .312, .318 on the season. Puts it in there for strike 2. That one away for ball 1.
It's going to be interesting to see the pitch sequencing from Blue. We've seen at times this year he's kind of fallen in love with that cutter. His last couple starts, it's been more fastball heavy, though. Especially with all these lefties. We saw a changeup there. It's going to be about locating his changeup. And then if he does throw that cutter, it's getting it in on the hands. He's gotten hurt when he leaves that thing just spinning over the middle of the plate.
Well, the count set at 2-2. Here's the delivery. And gets him there for strike 3. So Blue opens things up with a strikeout.
You know, West Virginia continues not getting that leadoff guy of the inning on base. It's very tough to score when you're not getting your leadoff guy on.
And that's what happened in their victory on Friday. Inish able to get on, and Gavin Kelly now up to the plate, hit that 2-run home run to start things off just a couple days ago. Kelly watches that go by for strike 1. That one in dirt for ball 1. So Blue, he was an all-conference player and won a regional title at O'Fallon Township High School his sophomore year. That one away for ball 2.
It's been interesting to see Blue, the freshman, just continue to improve week over week. Baptism by fire in a conference like the Big 12. You come in out of high school, you get that welcome to college moment, learn a lot about yourself playing teams as good as you do in the Big 12.
Certainly a big spot for him to step in against the 12th ranked team in the country. Finds strike 2 there.
I think a big part of the reason that Bearcats pitching staff put Blue out there, moved Brower to the bullpen, was the home run ball. Brower has pitched well but struggled to keep the ball in the yard. Blue's only given up 3 on the year.
Kelly pokes one to right field. And Tyransky gets under that one for out number 2. You're looking at the defensive lineup for the Bearcats. Sefcik in left, Pitts in center, Tyransky in right. Mitchell over at third, Niehaus staying at short, Jackson Smith at second, and Quentin Coates over at first. Enzo Infelice behind the dish for the second straight game, and Jack Natilli, the designated hitter. Paints the inside for strike 1.
We've seen a lot more of Enzo Infelice behind the plate. Natilli DHing, I think a little banged up, some bruising on the hand. And they need his bats. They're making sure he gets right down the stretch.
That ball put up into center field, and Niehaus misses it. Tough play made right there, and Schoenfeld able to register a hit.
I mean, for Niehaus to even get close to that ball right there was just an outstanding play. Wasn't hit hard, wasn't really hit that high in the air, and he almost made a web gem.
Again, that's a lot of ground to cover right there for the shortstop. First pitch for Smith goes low for ball 1. Smith again saw a Big 12 newcomer of the week just on April 13th and was an all-conference player at Georgia Southern. Watches that inside for ball 2.
You know, the first 2 games of the series with Smith hitting, the Cincinnati pitchers have been pitching ahead in the count. Now you're behind in the count. You got to be very, very careful.
Smith misses there for strike 1. Here, Blue trying to work back against the 2-1. Runner over on first and Schoenfeld. That low for ball 3. Goes back over to first. Three one. Smith fouls that one out of play. We'll make this count full. Zach got a full count, 2 outs. As a pitcher, what are you trying to maybe dial up here?
I think Blue's got to stick with the fastball. It's his best pitch. Execute a fastball in the inner half.
Infield applies a shift. Full count pitch. And strikes him out looking. Connor Blue able to get 2 punch outs here in the visiting side of the first. Coming up for Cincinnati, Jackson Smith will lead things off. Brian Tyranski follows him. And the heavy hitter, Quentin Coates, coming up next. Bottom of the first on its way. Skies are blue. Bottom of the first here in Cincinnati. We'll take a look at the guy on the hill. It's Dawson Montessa, 6'1", 185-pound junior. Zach's got a couple things on him.
Montessa, like we've seen with some of the other starters this weekend for West Virginia, the D2 transfer, fantastic numbers last year. An ERA under 2, over 70 innings, over 100 strikeouts. So we're seeing how West Virginia likes to recruit some pitchers. And this guy has the best stuff of them all. Runs the fastball up to 97, absolute hammer of a curveball. But you look at the Big 12 numbers, ERA over 7. So it's going to come down to execution and keeping the ball in the yard here. He's given up 6 home runs in Big 12 games.
Well, he's going to face a guy who led off with a home run in Game 2 in Jackson Smith, followed by Tyranski and Coates. Pitts will back cleanup. Tilly, Infelice, Sefcik, Mitchell, and Niehaus. Again, Billy, with having a guy like Jackson Smith up to the plate who's just able to find a way to get on base, I mean, that's pretty much all you could ask for as a leadoff hitter.
Yeah, when you got all that firepower behind you, all they need you to do is get stuff started. You know, whether you get hit by a pitch where he's been hit by a lot of pitches, a base on balls, and then he could flat out hit. So it's a good chance for him to get the Bearcats started off on the right foot.
First pitch for Montessa, a strike. Jackson Smith, 310 on the year, handful of home runs.
That 310 batting average doesn't necessarily jump off the page, but you look at the on-base percentage, 476. That is exactly what you want out of a leadoff hitter.
Chops that one over to first. Guzman steps on the bag for out 1. So Tyranski will now step up to the dish. He's currently riding a 13-game hitting streak. This guy has found the baseball very well, especially over the last month.
This is another on-base percentage guy. Nearly 500, more walks than strikeouts, and some power.
Tyranski crushes one into right center field, and it's caught. Wow. Schoenfeld. He runs into the wall but holds onto the ball for out number 2. Kind of lost that ball up there, and he's able to make the play. He gets up slowly.
Well, actually, he went a long way for this ball because he was playing a shallow center field right there. So he ran a long ways to get to that ball.
This is the most unbelievable defense we have seen in a series. How many web gems in the outfield have we seen? About 4 that could be on ESPN Top 10? I mean, Pitts runs into the wall, makes a crazy catch. Schoenfeld just did something very similar. This is some special defense we're seeing this weekend, fellas.
When you think about the outfielders, I mean, the infielders yesterday, too, you saw some great plays made. Christian Mitchell being one of the guys over at third to do that. He got the throw out over to first to Quentin Coates, who's now up at the plate. Had a pretty good day yesterday, obviously tied for the single-season record of home runs in UC history. He's down 0-2 in the count. One goes away for ball 1. Take a look at the defense for West Virginia. Malessa, Schoenfeld, Wills from left to right in the outfield. Hall, Einish, Kelly, Guzman in the infield. Graveline behind the plate. Smith to DH. And here's the 1-2 pitch. On the outside, it goes for ball 2. That one touched 96. 96, 97 right there. That had some heat on it.
Yeah, we're seeing early why Montesa's high rate. I mean, this stuff is sharp.
That one low in the dirt for ball 3. Is that Coates with a full count with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Coates fouls that one away. Montesa, the payoff. Gets him there for strike 3. Obviously tipped in the glove, but that one hit 98 miles an hour.